Hello and welcome to today's lower body strength workout. Today's session is fun, it is highly effective, and we're actually gonna start off on the mat. So you can already start sitting down on the mat. All we're gonna need for today is heavy pairs of dumbbells, okay? Challenge yourself today with some heavy weights, and also an elevated surface. That's really it. So let's get started with our warm-up. We're gonna do a glute-focused warm-up here. So you're gonna have your back flat against the mat, your heels right under your knees, and we're just gonna press up, lower. Good. So we're gonna start already waking up our glutes before we even start today's session. Lift. Good. I'm gonna give you a couple cues. You want to make sure that you're not placing this pressure of this movement on your lower back. And how you can do that is to ensure that your pelvis is tucked in so it's facing you. So instead of facing away from you, it faces you here. Good. You're gonna spread out your left leg forward and keep it going. So now you're gonna feel a little bit more pressure in your right glute. We're doing a staggered bridge. There we go. Few more seconds here. We're gonna swap sides in 3, 2, 1, swap sides. Now your right foot is a little forward. Keep it going. We wanna keep the tempo pretty quick here. Good. So our mantra for today's workout is I am patient with my progress. I am patient with my progress. A few more seconds. Perfect. Drop your foot back. Now we're gonna use momentum in our arms to come up and repeat. So we lower, back, use the momentum in your arms to come up. Good. So today's workout is pretty runner friendly. What that means is that we're gonna be doing a few explosive movements at the end to support us with that. Good. Last roll back. You should feel your heart rate increasing here. Drive your hips back to finish off. Good. So your hips fall back. You feel a stretch in your hamstrings. Drop them back and push forward. We're almost done with our warm-up here. We're gonna dive straight into today's session. Okay, beautiful. Let's get into our first move. We've got 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest today. You're gonna grab your heavy dumbbells, and we're gonna start with a classic goblet squat. So feet hip width apart, dumbbells up by your shoulders, they're supported here. We start this movement with your hips driving back and then you bend at the knees, okay? So we got 2 rounds of this. We're gonna get started in 5. All ready? Let's go. So you drive your hips back. You're gonna hold it, hold it, hold it, and press forward with intention. Hold it, press, good. So you sit back onto an imaginary chair here and press, good. So you should feel tension in your thighs at the bottom of this movement. Try to press through your heels and with force, drive your hips forward. There you go, good job. Beautiful, okay, rest here. We're gonna be adding a little bit of variation for round 2, okay? So bring your dumbbells up again. We're gonna step over to the left. So you step, you hold for 2, press forward, step down, forward step. Good. So we're adding this variation simply because in functional day-to-day movements, there tends to be a lack of balance within our feet. So when we're walking, when we're running, so we're practicing one of our legs holding that temporary increased tension. Good, relax here. We're moving on. We're gonna be going into a 2 rounds, okay? We're doing stationary lunge into a single-legged RDL. Let's start with our right foot forward, left foot back. Stationary lunge here, your left knee is gonna drop to the mat as your right knee remains above your ankle. Grab your weights. You got 2 in 1, let's go. So you drop here, hold, and press, beautiful. I like to do more of a glute focused lunge. So you'll see that my chest falls forward slightly. And that's just because I'm allowing for a little bit more of a hip hinge. Good, you're also gonna feel increased pressure in your left thigh. Try to go at my tempo. So you're gonna lower for 2, for 3, you hold, press up, beautiful. Lower. Okay, bring your left foot in slightly. We're gonna go for a single-legged RDL. Hold the tension in that right glute. Are you ready? In 4. Let's go. So we lower. You wanna imagine there are lemons under your armpits. You're squeezing them here. Good. Pull. If you're not feeling this in your glute, I'm showing you a variation on screen that will help you do so, okay? So you can always go for the variations. Count for 3, 2, 1. You hold it, up. Good. Okay, we're gonna do the other side now. So your right foot falls back. We're gonna go into a stationary lunge. Breathe in, breathe out. Your right knee drops to the mat. Let's go. So you lower, 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 press up. Good. We lower and press. Good. So you want to see how my knee remains above my ankle at all times. And what we're doing is that we're evenly spreading the work between our thigh and between our glutes. Good, okay, bring your right foot in ever so slightly. We are going to have our hips pulled back, graze our shins with our dumbbells like we're shaving our legs. Squeeze the lemons under your armpits. Let's go. Good. We hold it, push forward. There you go. Hold it, hold it. Press your hips. Beautiful. Okay, we're chilling here. We're gonna be going into a classic RDL next. 2 of the rounds, we're gonna slow it down. Okay, so you're gonna have your feet a little further than hip width apart. You're gonna rotate your toes just slightly outwards, okay? We're gonna drive our hips back. It might even help you to have a surface like this to make sure that your back of your legs stay pressed up against it even as we lower. 2 rounds are slow, 2 rounds have a little bit more tempo. Are we ready? Okay, let's go. So someone's pulling your hips back. You'll note how your shins, good, your shins, or sorry, your calves stay pressed up against the chair throughout. This is what makes the difference between an RDL and a squat, right? Good. Remember to keep the lemons under your armpits squeezed. Good job here, keep it up. Last rep. Well done. We're gonna do a second round, shake it out here, of that slower tempo, okay? Shoulders back, in position. So you lower, 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 we hold it, and pull up. Good, so if you're feeling this quite a bit in your lower back, know that your lower back is involved in this movement. But if it's bothering you, you want to think of sitting back onto the chair. So you want to push more of your weight onto your heels. Final rep here. Good, okay. These next rounds, same movement, we're just gonna speed it up slightly, okay? Let's get ready. Grab your dumbbells. Good. So you lower, press, lower, press. Good. Now we're working a little bit more on muscular endurance. Now that we've slowed it down, we're gonna hold the tension, do more repetitions here. Good. I like to have a sharp breath out anytime that I'm using force. Whew. One more round of this. If you're feeling some tension in your lower back, you can stretch it out here. Good job. Okay, ready? So we lower, lower, press. Good, lower, lower, press. Ha. Good, imagine throughout this movement, you've got a sheet of paper or a coin between your bum, and you want to keep it held there. So even as you drive your hips back, drive your hips forward, you're going to hold that coin. Whew. Relax here. We are moving on to a single-legged squat. So you're going to keep that surface behind you. This one's pretty tough, so you could even do this fully body weight. See how you feel. We're gonna start with our right foot on the mat. Your left is either kind of just supporting you here or totally off of the mat. You're gonna sit back onto the chair, but not relax, okay? It's almost like a tap. You press back up. Cool? You can do this with a weight. I'm gonna start with the weight, see how it feels. Okay, right foot on the mat, left foot elevated. Let's go. So you sit back, press forward, good. I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm gonna fully lift that foot off the mat. That's gonna add a lot more tension to your stabilizing muscles. You might feel a little bit shaky with your knees. And that's where we're strengthening the individual muscles. Okay, last rep here. Relax. Second round on that same leg. What I want you to think of is don't stay here, okay, at the top of the movement. Drive your hip so that it lands above your ankle, and that's how you know you've completed a rep. Let's go. Same leg. And lift. Beautiful. I find this one extremely tough. Whew. If you're wanting to learn how to build up to a pistol squat, this is one of the best movements to practice. Good job here. Keep it up. Opposite side. So now your left foot is stationary on the ground. Right foot is either fully off the mat or supporting you. Be ready. Good. So you want to make sure that you are sitting your hips back so that at the top you feel pressure in your glute and in your quad. If you start to notice that your ankle mobility is a little bit off, you might want to push your foot forward slightly. You might also notice one leg feels a lot weaker than the other. For me, that is my left leg. It just feels tougher. That's okay. We embrace it here. Relax. Second round on that same leg. Okay. Are we ready? Same leg. So we lower, you hold, up. I feel like I full on just sat there and chilled for a bit, so I'm going to make sure I'm just mindful about that now. Hui. Good job. You're truly sitting back into the movement so that you can really engage your glute muscles. Whew. I'm at my burnout point almost. Okay, for the rest of our strength, we are down on the mat. You're not going to be needing your elevated surface anymore. I'm going to grab one light weight just to have it here for future reference. Remember how we started off with some glute bridges? We're going back to that. We've got 2 rounds of slow ones, 2 rounds of quicker, more explosive glute bridges. Cool? So you're gonna put both of your heavy weights or your singular heavy weight onto your hip bones and make sure it's comfortable. Ankles right under your heels or ankles right under your knees. Are we ready? Let's go. So you're gonna lift, lift. You hold it, you lower, lower, tap, lift, lift, hold it, and hold it, good, lower, and tap. So that's the tempo we'll be holding this at for 2 rounds. Good job. We lift. So you want to keep, relax. You want to keep the distance between your upper hip bone and your ribs the same, okay? So do you see how this would be increasing the distance? We're keeping it the same. Round 2, we lift, you hold it, and hold it, lower. Hold it, and hold it, well done, lower. There we go. You want to make sure that the weight is on the outside of your feet, so you can really press the outer edges of your feet against the mat. Lift, lift, hold, hold, lower, and tap. Good, lift. Maintain the pressure in your glutes throughout. You can do it. Okay, release. So these next 2 rounds, same exact movement, but just like we did with the RDLs where we sped it up a little bit to improve our muscular endurance, that's what we're going for here. Are we ready? Let's go. So you push, lower, push, lower. Try to maintain this tempo. Push. You can even think of literally pressing your heels against the mat to almost lock out your hips here. Good. Push, lower. Ha. Press. Beautiful job here. Press. 10 seconds. Press. And press. You got 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Relax. Okay, final round of bridges. Then we're moving on to fire hydrants, which is the last exercise. It's an isolation exercise, and our circuit. Are we ready? Let's go for it. Lift, lift, and lower. Lift, lower. Beautiful. If you want, you can look forward. We lift. So you're pressing your weight on the outside of your feet. There's no pressure in your lower back because you've got your core tense, almost like you're about to do a sit-up, right? So you're avoiding that lower back arch. Push. So as you lower your back onto the mat, your upper spine bones tap the mat, but not your lower back. Press. Last rep. And press. Beautiful. Whew. Oh my God. Okay, we've got our final strength exercise here, and actually in between there isn't going to be any rest. So because this is a lighter one and it's an isolation for glute medius and minimus, you're going to place your lighter dumbbell onto your left knee. Place your right forearm on the mat to open up your hips ever so slightly in my direction. We're gonna open and close our knee away from the midline. Okay, so it's gonna look like this, and lower. Cool? In 2, in 1, let's go. So really push the dumbbell in towards your hamstring. Good. You don't relax, so you don't let your knee tap your knee at the bottom. You lower, 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 press up. Good. Lower, 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 press up. There we go. Okay, 3 seconds, and then we're gonna hold it up top for all 15. I know, I told you there's no rest time for here. Don't let your neck fully droop down like this, okay? Just look neutrally forward at the edge of your mat. Okay, we're gonna go for a second round on this side. Let's go. Good, so you're gonna lower lower, lower, press up. Good. Lower, lower, press up. Beautiful job. Lower, lower, lower. Whew, I'm reaching my max out. These side muscles tend to get tired way quicker. They are smaller. Pull the top sheet of your core in towards your spine. Good. Okay, on to the opposite side. It's a quick transition. So now your left forearm is on the mat. Open up your hips towards me. Are we ready? Push your dumbbell in towards your hamstring. Let's go. So you lift, lift, hold, lower, and lower. Good. Oops, lift, lift, and hold, lower, and lower. I got excited there. Lift, lift, hold. Oh my God. Good. This is a tough one. You're gonna hold it and hold it. Good job. Lower and lower. Okay, at the top, we're holding it here. You can do it for 15. Hold it up top. After this 15, if you need a bit of a break, go for it, but try to hold it for all 15. I know we can do it. Embrace the discomfort here. You've got it. Let's go. So you close, you open, open, hold it here. Good. You've also got your core turned on. Whew, there's my max. Okay, keep it up. Lower and lower. Beautiful job here. Hold it. Lower and lower. So if you were at the gym, this is like mimicking a cable movement or the abduction machine. You can do everything that you do at the gym at home too, or just with dumbbells. Relax. Huh. Okay. We've got the final bit of today's session, which is 3 exercises twice through. We do have some powerful movements here. We're gonna elevate our heart rate, but it's quick. It's 3 minutes. Very quick. We got it. We got it under our belt. So you're gonna have your heavy dumbbells. Move number 1 is gonna be tiny calf raises. Okay, so instead of going down and all the way up, we're just gonna stay up here. Okay, they're teeny, teeny, tiny. They kind of look like barre, actually. Then we're gonna grab our dumbbells and go into swings. Okay, so we're gonna drive our hips back, dumbbells up and overhead. Then we're gonna drop our dumbbells and do the same, but with a hop. Grab 1 heavy dumbbell. Are we ready? Let's go. So you dip, dip, dip. Good. Dip, dip, dip. It takes around 15 seconds to really start to feel the fire there. Dip, dip, lift, lift. Okay, you're gonna grab the other dumbbell in 2, in 1. Grab it here. Feet hip width apart. Let's go. Drive your hips back. You're gonna push them forward. There's gonna be a whip at your ponytail. There's no bend at your knees. It's your hips pulling back. Good. Final 3 seconds. Drop them here. We're doing the same, but with a hop. Let's go. Hop up. So use the momentum in your arms to drive up. Let's see how many reps you can go for. The last thing that taps the mat is your toes. And hop, you can do it. There we go. I see you. Last one. Okay, your heart rate's elevated. We're gonna go back into round number 2. Let's go. Lift your heels off the mat. Dip, dip. Well done. Allow the discomfort, the fire that has built up in your body, in your chest. Don't fight with it. Invite it in. There we go. Little dip, little dip, little dip, little dip. Grab that dumbbell. Feet hip width apart. Let's go. Drive your dumbbells back, hips back. So it's a quick RDL. There's a whip at your ponytail. Ha. Push your hips forward. Good. So you almost want to think of locking out your knees. Ha. To make this movement quick. Drop them here. Okay, final move. Let's give it our all. And hop. And hop, yes. Final few seconds, jump as high as you can. As high as you can. Use the momentum in your arms to drive you up. I know you got this. We're at the end in 4. Last rep. Ha. We're gonna let our heart rate settle down. Beautiful effort today. Grab some water if you need it. We went through 6 strength exercises and a cardio circuit. Well done. You're gonna put your dumbbells off to the side. When you feel ready, you're gonna sit onto that chair, that surface that you had. Good. Give yourself a pat on the back. Remember, I am patient with my progress. Bring your left heel onto your right knee. And you're gonna press your left knee away from your body. If you want to feel the stretch a little bit deeper, you're gonna press your chest in towards that ankle. Good. So what we're doing here is that we have our hip totally externally rotated, so our glute muscles stretched out completely. We used our glutes quite a bit today, if I may say so myself. Good. So what can help us in the process of becoming, which is what 99% of life is, it's the becoming of whatever it is that we're working on, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, whether it is fitness. Swap legs here is to remind ourselves I am patient with my progress. Drive your torso forward if you want to. And sometimes we think that having patience with ourselves is going to make us lazy, or self-compassion, or any of these things can make us not try hard enough. But the truth is, you will continue at any effort when you allow yourself to find small wins within the process, rather than overly thinking about how much is left to get to the outcome. And what can help us with that is to practice patience. Good, it keeps us excited and motivated. Now you're gonna bring your torso totally forward. Drop your hands to the mat. If you want to, you can straighten out your legs slightly here until you feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Good. You're gonna slowly roll your back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders back. You're gonna give yourself a pat on the back. You're gonna thank your legs, thank your glutes. Very well done with today's lower body session. I'll see you at the next one.